This is a fourth stimulus check, stimulus program, and news update. President Biden has left out the $10,000 student loan forgiveness out of next year's budget. I'll give you the details on that and what this means for any other campaign promises that he made, including increased monthly pay for Social Security recipients. We'll go over the infrastructure details, what's happening with negotiations, because once infrastructure passes, then we'll get our other stimulus programs flowing. Also, I'll give you the latest updates on the back to work bonuses and state stimulus checks, and then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. If you appreciate these fact-based, fast-paced updates, then hit the like button down below. So there's a lot of drama going on in Congress right now. Critics are slamming Nancy Pelosi's hypocrisy after she walks through a crowd without a mask. So Nancy Pelosi has put in strict rules in Congress saying that people still need to wear masks regardless of being vaccinated or not, which kind of goes against the CDC guidelines that just came out. And Marjorie Greene Taylor calls Nancy Pelosi a mask hole over all these fines that people are getting for not wearing masks. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene's response to Nancy Pelosi's warning that she got.
You can't discriminate against people simply because they won't wear a mask. And today, I refused to wear a mask on the House floor, and I received a warning from Speaker Pelosi that leads to fines if I continue to refuse to wear a mask. Well, here's what I think of your warning, Speaker Pelosi.
What are your thoughts on wearing masks? Should vaccinated people have a choice to wear masks or not wear masks? What about unvaccinated people? Should they have to wear masks or still have a choice? Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Masks on or masks off? So a confused couple in Japan received the latest round of $1,400 stimulus checks, and they are not American, never were American citizens, complete Japanese citizens. They lived in America from the 1980s for 3 years, and somehow there was a glitch in the Social Security system and IRS system where any Japanese person who lived in America before 2005 somehow got a $1,400 stimulus check. And this is very common in Japan. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Is this incompetence? Should the Japanese people have to return the money back? So if you're missing a $1,400 check, it might have gone to Japan. Next, let's talk about how Biden drops the student loan forgiveness from the latest budget. So we got some leaked documents coming from White House anonymous sources saying that President Biden does not plan on canceling the student loan forgiveness, which he promised in the next year's budget. It's not in the American Families Plan, not in the American Jobs Plan, and he has no intentions of doing an executive order on it anytime soon. So there's been a lot of congressmen and members talking about the $50,000 student loan forgiveness. Looks like even the $10,000 may not even be happening anytime soon. This is one of the promises that he made. This is his campaign website where it still says forgive a minimum of $10,000 per person of federal student loans. So if President Biden is not going to follow through with this big promise, what other promises is he not going to follow through with as well? So right below it, he has the promise of increased monthly Social Security checks by $200 per month. Does that mean he's not going to follow through with that, as well as the other promises made that he campaigned on and got him into office and got a lot of votes out of it? Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. So in terms of Social Security, cost of living adjustment, also known as the COLA, aren't enough to pay for the higher cost for seniors. You may have noticed inflation is up 3-4%, and the 1.3% increase in COLA pay last year was only a result of maybe $20 per month for Social Security recipients. So what's going to happen to all these Social Security recipients who are promised the $200 per month for all Social Security beneficiaries? If President Biden doesn't follow through with that, what's going to happen in the future? A lot of the stimulus programs that are happening right now benefits a lot of parents, people with kids, guardians, family stimulus checks, things like that. But what about our elder community, the people who dedicated decades of their life contributing to our economy, and yet they're left out to dry? I think it's very unfortunate, and I think President Biden should have made this a priority, especially since he campaigned on it. It's on his website. Let me hear your thoughts on this down in the comments below. What do you think about the campaign promises not being followed through? Do you think it will happen in the future eventually, or do you think these were just promises to get into office? Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. So it seems that President Biden and the Democrats are focusing on getting through with this infrastructure package first, then they're going to focus on other stimulus programs. But the negotiations with infrastructure aren't going as well as planned, at least in terms of Congress. I think all of us thought that this wasn't going to go anywhere anyway. So Senate GOP warns of vast differences with White House on infrastructure. Here is the latest clip talking about the latest updates regarding the infrastructure negotiations.
The White House is reducing its price tag on an infrastructure package from $2.2 trillion to $1.7 trillion. This is their counteroffer to Senate GOP Republican senators who have said that they want the White House to negotiate in a bipartisan fashion. White House spokesperson Jen Psaki saying that they have come down on their number by reducing the amount of money they would spend on broadband, also moving some of the money from research and development into another package of bills called the Endless Frontiers Act that the Senate will take up next week. In addition, they are also talking about meeting the Republicans' number for surface transportation items such as roads and bridges. However, one thing that the White House says it is still not budging on is that the president is opposed to a gas tax as well as on raising taxes directly on people making less than $400,000. But this is the latest step in those infrastructure negotiations as the two sides appear to be moving closer together, at least on that headline number.
Although President Biden is planning on working with Republicans and coming up with a bipartisan solution, Democrats just want this to happen through reconciliation, which will speed up the process a lot more. At least we know what's going to happen. In terms of this infrastructure negotiation, it seems like it's just taken forever. It seems like it's been 5 years since we've been talking about infrastructure. So once infrastructure is passed, then it seems like the other stimulus programs such as home buyers credit, maybe student loan forgiveness, maybe fourth stimulus check, maybe those things will start to happen. In terms of fourth stimulus check, we have over 80 lawmakers who are in support of it, wrote a letter. That's all they could do at this point. They're trying to get it into the American Families Plan. So far, no luck. I'll keep you updated on that. But in terms of other stimulus checks, states are going to start to send out their own stimulus checks. So New Jersey has a $500 rebate, which is coming soon. We also have North Carolina, which is going to give $500 rebates as well, or $500 checks, whatever you want to call it, tax rebate, stimulus check. It's basically free money to people. So we're going to start to see a lot more states doing that. Now, in terms of wage increase, we're starting to see a lot more places start to change the minimum wage to a higher fee. So we have Rhode Island, which just raised the minimum wage, which is going to go up to $15 an hour by 2025. So that was the federal plan. Looks like states are starting to adopt the same thing. And in terms of companies, we're going to having different companies raising the minimum wage. So Under Armour is going to raise it to $15 an hour. Bank of America is going to raise it to $26 an hour by 2025. And the minimum wage just went to $15 an hour. McDonald's is going to raise the minimum wage between $11 and $17 an hour, and then its shift managers are going to get paid $15 an hour. There was a big strike on that, so things might change over the next few days. Chipotle is going to be $15 an hour. Amazon is going to be $17 an hour, and then a bunch of other companies are starting to do the same thing. Starbucks, Best Buy, Costco said that they're going to increase their minimum wage to $15 or above an hour. So looks like the federal minimum wage doesn't seem to be happening at the moment, but there's a lot of pressure on states and companies to raise the minimum wage. Also, here's a really interesting story about how a 28-year-old single mom turned her $1,200 stimulus check into a $1.3 million business. So this is Ellie Talks Money. She created a social media presence. Basically, she took her stimulus check as a single mom. She used that money to get camera equipment, so a camera, lights, editing software, and then she just started making videos on how to start a business, and it generated over $1 million in revenue in just 10 months. Really inspiring story. Anyways, next I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. SB asks, is there any grant for credit card debt or for the people who had used credit cards to survive during the pandemic? Unfortunately not. I'm sure a lot of people gained a lot of credit card debt to cover all types of bills because money wasn't coming in, but there's no plan for that. Debbie Bracelin asks, where is the lottery money coming from? That money should go to all the people. Yeah, that's a good question. Those articles with the state lottery like Ohio, Maryland, New York, Utah, all these places offering $1 million up to $5 million. Yeah, I don't know where that money's coming from, actually. That's a good question. Also, Patricia Knoll asks, so if the state runs a lottery to motivate citizens to get vaccinated, why not offer a fourth stimulus check? Great question. So yeah, it seems like their focus is to get people vaccinated. Meanwhile, that money, like $5 million, that could probably help the poorest people too. Anyways, that is all the stimulus news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you something that you should always do. So, like if you're on like in a kitchen table or like in your bedroom, you should always sit on your bed or a chair. Take 1 minute off of your phone and take 10 breaths in. Breathe in and breathe out. That's what you should always do, because if you need to feel happy and feel, because that this is your only life. You need to take a chance of your life, because this is your only one and only life that can be a happy life for you. And just so you know, you should always stay happy forever. Bye.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hope you do something fun before Monday comes around. We're probably just gonna go hang out at the beach. That's our favorite thing to do because it's cheap, it's fun. The kids have a big giant sandbox, so that's our favorite activity at the moment. So if you wanna see some more stimulus updates, click this link down here. Or if you wanna learn some ways to make money online, as that last example as I mentioned with Ellie Talks Money, you could click this video up here. I go over the different business models of how you could do that. Click either one of those and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.